Hi friends, my name's Host Eric. I'm the Talking with Famous People, a musician who's made a lot of songs and raps and stuff over the years, and who's failed in every possible way. Uh, I I really do appreciate Alchemy guy, whatever his name is, making a diss rap about me. I think that's great. It's like that's this is how anger should be expressed, right? Is when you are healthy, you express your anger and frustration and stuff with language. You don't express it with threats, with genuine communication of some sort, either by dissing me or proving yourself really clever or whatever. It's that's how we safely engage each other while allowing for genuine contentiousness between people. So I love the fact that he wrote this, but I also think it's a good chance to do a little bit of an aesthetic lesson, because the one thing that he and I both agree on, Alchemy and I agree on entirely, is that I'm old. So I've already gone through these failures, Alchemy, and I want to save you some of the trouble of going through them. First of all, you're not a gangster. And when you try to affect a flow or voice stylings that suggest that's imitative of that kind of genre of stuff, it's kind of cringy. So, you're best off just rapping in your own voice, not trying to affect a bunch of, not trying to sound hard. No sane person in the world would mistake either you or me as hard, right? But the difference is, I'm smart enough to recognize that I shouldn't posture as such because it's absurd. I'm experienced enough, I should say. I don't mean to say you're unintelligent. So this is what his lyrics say. Somebody call an EMT, please, for this ENT vagrant. Police parading troll from the basement. Put him in a cold sleep like I'm Bo Peep. Okay, so this first thing here, just sort of general setting the table that I'm a vagrant, meaning I guess I'm unshaven. I got a haircut the other day, so it's probably not as applicable anymore as it was when I type policed him or something. Then I'm from the basement. Of course, I don't live in any basement, but that's fine. I get what he's saying is like I'm just a loser in his parents' basement or something, right? Put him in a cold sleep like I'm Bo Peep. Now, this doesn't really make any sense, okay? If you wanted to come up with a character that would put someone in a cold sleep, you might go with the Sandman, you go with Mike Tyson or something, and knock somebody out. Little Bo Peep doesn't put people to sleep. So that's the basic problem here. It doesn't make any sense. You're sacrificing meaning for rhyme too much in this instance, right? Okay, so left him face down on the pavement, alchemical assailant. I'm obviously not face down on the pavement because you need to have done a better job than this. Not that it's a terrible job, but this I'm not a normal person that you're just gonna be able to do like impressive mediocrity and have it work against me. It's not gonna work. Sonic Surgeon versus a sadist. No sane person calls me a sadist, and equivalently, no sane person calls either of us a sonic surgeon. Music's really, really hard. Really hard to do well. And neither you nor I are there yet. I'm closer than you, but not it. Art is this amazing, beautiful thing where perfection's possible, but always somehow just slightly out of reach, it seems like, or sometimes vastly out of reach. But yeah, you're not a sonic surgeon. Sorry, but I don't doubt you could get there. You've got plenty of years of practice ahead of you. Don't underestimate the value of practice. My verse is your facelift. We'll get some new my favorite. Yeah, I'm old. We got that. The Lord knows my channel's a favorite. Now tell me what the latest. Type police are out here taking statements. Screw your affidavits. I've watched what you're claiming while I await my arraignment. Things like, sorry, not sorry if I seem too abrasive. That's not what I'm saying, actually. I've always stated, or consistently, certainly in recent times, that I would like to. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, you know? I don't like hurting feelings. I don't like doing harm. So, you know, I'm actually quite sensitive. And I respect that other people's feelings get hurt too. But, that's why I try to keep things light, keep things fun, you know? I don't always succeed. Sometimes I get mad, obviously. It's like when you genuinely do understand things better than other people, and with ample good reason. In other words, both because of lots of intellectual work and lots of actual data gathering work from working with people and typing them and stuff. And you've got the right function stack like I do. You get to the point where you genuinely understand things eventually vastly better than pretty much anybody else who's not been with me helping to understand things. It's been a community effort. I mean, I'm very public about all of my thoughts and my explanations and everything, and they are all subject to critique. And many occasions have produced critiques that have clarified, gotten rid of things that I was thinking that were wrong, and replaced them with things that are more correct. And so it's definitely, it's an effort by honest intellectuals to do honest intellectual work. And yeah, it's frustrating that some people want MBTI type to be like race, an arbitrary label they get to pick. You know, my daughter sometimes calls herself Mexican because her mom's half Mexican. Of course, is she Mexican? She's whatever she wants to be, right? It's an arbitrary label. But MBTI doesn't provide this kind of label. It's a different kind of label. Yeah, so that's really reductive of me. My explanation about and my relationship with people I type and their frustration at discovering that they're likely typed wrong when I type please arrest them. Although I'm certainly not 100% or anything on that. As I've said on many, many occasions, I have not typed somebody until I have typed them. Type please is for fun and entertainment and stuff, right? Okay, Coach, you're known for debating, so why the hell are you so unpersuasive? So as I put here, persuasion mostly links to the person being informed. If you are capable of being persuaded by somebody who's presenting an honest, open, straight ahead response to whatever it is you're questioning, then you will be persuaded. But if you're not interested in moving your position to that towards truth, but rather moving truth towards your positions, then you're not going to be persuaded. The thing about a debate round that's great is that it's not about who's more persuasive, it's about who wins the arguments. And that's a much more objective matter that can be determined than persuasion, which, like I said, links mostly to the person listening. So if you're not persuaded by me, well, that's almost certainly links to your desire to not be persuaded by me, your dislike of me, you're feeling competitive with me, or projecting something. I don't know, but I don't know what the motivation is. But the fact is, if you aren't persuaded by me, you either haven't been listening, you haven't heard the arguments, you don't understand the arguments, or you're choosing not to be persuaded. And those are the only possible things. Because if you pay attention to what I'm saying, it's very, very convincing. And any kind of reductive bullshit like this that you put a thing above is willfully ignoring that reality. Because really, you're just turning tricks for payment. No, I mean, I do. Yeah, okay. I guess I type a lot of clients and typing sessions, and they pay me to do that. But nobody's ever accused me of doing anything for money, really. If I were motivated by that, I'd be doing things very differently. Yeah, I'm not really that into money. You know, I I don't want to have money problems, but what do I want to buy? I don't know. Not really anything. A couple things. Earning clicks while debasing the very platform that made him. This platform didn't make me. And I'm not debasing it. I'm Eric, for fuck's sake. I existed before this platform. I'll continue to exist after I'm dead, even. In various objects outside of this platform. What I have to say about how to argue, what matters in terms of warrants, and what's determinate and what's not, and what I have to say about politics, and what I have to say about philosophy, and all of those things. Those arguments, insights, that intuitive work that I've done exists outside of me, you know? And I'm proud of myself for putting such consistently good narrative out into the world. I'm a moralist. I'm not amoral, and I'm not mean-spirited or cruel or anything like that. I don't like hurting feelings. I'm the opposite of what you seem to be getting at here, which is a big problem if you're making a diss rap, right? A good diss rap is first and foremost hitting people with shit that's true. The only thing that you're really saying here that's true about me is that I'm old. And it just doesn't work as a diss much because I already know I'm old and I don't give a fuck. Let's turn this crooked pig into bacon. If you cared about the aims that you're stating, you'd take a little more time for contemplation. I mean, I'm vastly more contemplative, thoughtful, fully encompassing of all perspectives than probably anybody else on YouTube. And this is going to play into your notion that somehow I'm narcissistic, right? I acknowledge complications and limitations. I do absolutely acknowledge complications and limitations all the time. But, of course, you didn't base this diss rap by first actually doing some research on me, which would have been very helpful. Because then you might have some things you can attack that would make sense and that would sting a little bit or something, right? Instead, all we get is narcissistic inflation. I am no narcissist. And even if you mean it in the colloquial sense, somebody liking to look at himself, that doesn't come out in my media. That comes out in my behavior when I'm not making media. I do like to watch my own videos, plenty. I mean, not like... I spend more time watching videos that are not me than I do watching me, but if something comes out good, I will watch it. And in that sense, you might say I'm narcissistic in the colloquial sense, but that doesn't come through in any of my media. That's my behavior when I'm not making media. So if he means it colloquially, it doesn't make any sense. If he means it sort of clinically, then he's got me totally wrong, you know? I'm not this self-interested, amoral, projecty scumbag guy that he thinks I am. It's insane, right? So Eric from America 2024, ain't it amazing that I'd rather be enslaved by a race of reptile greys straight off a spaceship? Stop hating America. Be honest in your assessment of my political discourse, and you'd say Eric would be the best president for the country. Certainly, you would acknowledge that I'd be a better president than aliens who aren't even American citizens. So stop hating America. Have you ever seen a nerd going apeshit? Yes. No. Wait. I'm not sure. Saying Francesca lacks Effie graces. Bet your own tongue is a bitter pill to taste then. I don't claim to have Effie graces. I acknowledge it's a spot where it generally does me more harm than good, Effie stuff, right? In other words, I'm more likely to piss people off with my bad Effie than I am to make friends and influence people with my good Effie. Medicine best taken for your petulance. I get it, you're the YouTube veteran, while I'm the newcomer in the Letterman. Am I? Are you? I mean, I didn't even know who the fuck you were, dude. Same thing with that chick who also got all butthurt. I said, all right, fine, we'll do a type, please. Who should we do? And people have comments, and I looked through their comments, and name was one of the comments, and I said, okay, we'll do this guy. In fact, what happened is when I searched you, it came up Joyce Mang's video, not even your own channel, so that's the one I used, because that's how completely not on my radar you are. What you make is entertainment, while I'm barely adjacent to what? Entertainment? I'm adjacent to entertainment? Okay, well, I will agree that your efforts here in this diss track did entertain me, and are continuing to as I'm making this video explicating it. You're the Corleone cologne to my marijuana fragrance. Oh, so you're a gangster now of some sort? This is one of those aesthetic mistakes I'm talking about. Authenticity is incredibly powerful, and posturing puts you at risk for being super cringy. You put the youth in euthanasia. Putting youth in euthanasia, is that a euphemism for murdering young people? I mean, that's not a good thing, right? You're supposed to say, like, I put the win in winning or something. You know, so you're supposed to have a positive thing that you're in, not, what? You put the youth in euthanasia. Oh. You don't want to mercy kill young people just for being young. Oh, wait, you're saying you're going to give me euthanasia. Well, I wouldn't find it merciful for you to kill me. I think a mercy killing is probably inappropriate since I don't have any kind of terminal disease. And additionally, since I'm only 50 years old, I know that's just absolutely unbearably ancient, but I bet I'll make it a couple more days. Well, you ain't shit but ancient. I am old. That's why I can't stand people who are heinous. So all the stuff you said up there is why you can't stand people who are heinous? No. This is poorly done, right? What you're trying to say is I'm heinous and you can't stand me. But while we can all agree that you can't stand me, there's no sane person who actually watches anything would think anything you said in this at all is true about me, except that I'm old. Now, if you'd like more on this topic, I discussed this stuff, not the stuff I just said, but in other ways, and I also even played a freestyle song response. Kind of came out okay. But I'm going to timestamp those and put them in the comments or in the description here. And you can watch, if you'd like, Alchemy Guy, the full conversation. And you can, because it is interesting. I appreciate you doing this. And the other thing is, I get that Alchemy here is making a diss track. He's not necessarily actually particularly mad himself. You know, he may just be like, I'm going to step up to the fastest gun in the West, and I'm going to show him who's really boss. Well, I'm still really boss, so you know, you have to do a lot better than this. But I'm super glad you did it, and I hope you take my aesthetic advice to heart. It is important because we're on the same struggle. We're trying to make good music, and it's very, very difficult. And what I'm saying is true. It's interfering with your ability to make good music right now. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.